Yo, 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 no maniacs, what's good? This is Nomad Live, all Bears all the time, in conjunction with Sports Zone Chicago and the Superback Sean Sierra. I don't know where Sean is on the screen and can't figure out why he's not on here. Hold on. Now I see. Okay, we had the wrong layout going on. So welcome to the show again, no maniacs. Listen, normally I start this show. We're going to talk about what's on the thumbnail here really quickly, because I do think this is going to be some intense wars in training camp. And, just for reference sake, I got to see one training camp. And, I always tell people it's the best training camp I've ever seen in my life. Well, damn it, I only seen two of them. I saw that one and the and the Falcons training camp when I was in Atlanta. But I'm telling you, I think that year was 06, Sean. Correct me. Any one of you guys might want to correct me. I think it was 06 when they drafted Devin Hester, right? Sean, you muted.
Yeah, it was 06. He was a rookie when they went to Super Bowl.
Okay, so that year I got to see pretty much that entire training camp right there in my backyard. It was lit. When I tell you lit, I mean lit. That whole training camp was crazy. And I got a feeling that this is going to be a similar training camp. That training camp was so intense. Those guys were flying around, competing, yapping. I mean, there was all kind of trash talk going on, man. And it was absolutely fun to see. But I got a feeling this is going to be the same type of camp. Got a rookie quarterback. This defense is top 10, top 5 in a lot of people's eyes. And the battles and the matchups are going to be fun to watch. So we're going to look at that training camp schedule here shortly after we get through it, some pleasantries here. But, man, I cannot wait for it. I think it's going to be must-see TV. And I think anybody that can get to those training camp dates, which we will review, I think it's worth going out there, man, because I think it's going to be something special. But with that being said, I need to talk to the viewers, man, and the people that support our community over here, because, I noticed that a lot of channels always ask for money and they never really tell you what they're using the money for. So, people give out contributions, very generous people out here. And so I'm one of the transparent types. I like to let people know exactly what's going on when they give contributions. And some of you all are very, very generous. And I mean very generous. I mean everything from the $1 contribution to 99-cent contribution, 5, 10, 20, all the way to the people that give 100. Telling you, it's very, very appreciated over here. And so what I'm proud to tell you right now is some good news, that it's bought us a couple of pieces of technology that's helping us expand and grow the brand and the channel. And it's also the thing I'm most proud of right now to tell you all what you did was, as you guys know, if you pay any attention to the Nomad Network and you're constantly here in the chats and you watch the show on a regular basis, everybody knows Mr. Brian struggles with his technology. He broke his computer some months back, and we've been doing everything we can to try to get him up to speed and get him functioning the right way. And, RIP to Chris Washington. I was trying to get him a laptop a while back, but he talked me out of it. He felt like he could find a hack and fix it. So we left him to do that. But somehow or another, we weren't able to get it done. So he's been struggling since. And so what I'm here to and proud to tell you guys about today, and the generosity of your contributions, you guys have purchased Brian a brand new laptop. He's got a brand new laptop and it's on the way to J2K. He's going to fix it all up, get it optimized, install some stuff for him, and get it right to him so that when he opens that thing, he's ready to get in there and get down and do what he does. So I just wanted to tell you guys, anybody that contributed to this channel, whether it was 99 cents, $100, I just wanted you guys to see. And there's a great generous contribution right there from FFG Style, man. Thank you so much. That's what you guys have done, man. You guys have bought him a brand new laptop, and you guys are going to get him up to speed with his technology. And hopefully soon, at least we troubleshooted that part of it. We got him technology kids. Hopefully we got that solved for him, and Brian's going to be functioning in a real way. But thank you guys, everybody that contributed to the channel, man. So if you want to speak, Brian, and tell everybody thank you, go right ahead.
Well, when Nomad gave me the news, He almost put a tear in my eye. But God bless you and thank you all for contributing. Uh, I should be getting it next week. So hopefully this time next week, you'll be seeing my beautiful face in living color. I'll be on time, not delayed. And who knows what kind of, I don't know, words of wisdom that I'll be able to share and it'll make sense. And I'm not stepping on one of my co host's words. Thank you all, and God bless you. I greatly appreciate it.
So there you go, people. Just to let you know, like I said, I try to be as transparent, and we try to be as transparent as possible. Not gonna be one of those channels that asks you guys to contribute and not let you know what you're doing, man. We're really trying our butts off to build this community, and what we do, whatever we receive when people are generous, turn around and pour it right back into what we're doing to be able to create more content, better content for you. And so just to let you know, I just feel real good about Brian because I'm tired of him having to deal with that, and it's something that we can do about it. So thank you guys, thank yourselves for your contributions, man. But let's get going with the show, man. Because how about this? Let's pass it down to kids for some pleasantries before we get cooking.
We skipped over you guys. It's Friday. Friday, y'all. Enjoy. See kids with a fresh new cut. See that? When saw my son's doing barber work out there. Give me a fresh free cut.
He hooked
Can't
you up.
complain on a Friday. Can't complain on a Friday. All things are good. Brian's got a new laptop. I got a new haircut. All I'm missing is some new money. In any event, give you guys some love out there in the chat. Don Burr's in the building. No love for Don Burr. No love. But a whole lot of love for FFG style. Thanks for the support there, brother. Appreciate it. James Joseph from Livonia, I believe. How you doing out there, James? AC Adam just jumped in the chat. Patty Laura. Hey, Patty. Good old Armando Jr. How are you doing, Jr.? Mr. Crimson's with us. Jojo Loco's with us. Jason's here. Who else we got? Dobbsy 34. Man. Jay Grizz is with us. Jay Grizz is in the building. Mr. Mayhem's with us. Mofugra. See, I did it this time, Mofugra. See that? I can do it. I can pronounce it. Who else we got? Am I missing anybody? I think I hit everybody so far. Oh, number 2 No Maniac Cornelius Squalls, and number 1 No Maniac Plank at the tippy top, right underneath Crimson, who's fighting he's fighting real hard for that number 1 spot. Plank, you have to fight Crimson off. And some love to just be in the notch. Thanks for representing with us on a Friday. Let's get it done, gentlemen. We'll go the other way around, and I'll hand it off to Keith. How's it going there, Mr. Bishop?
Before you go, Bishop, let me shout out to King, who is always contributing.
Oh, mad love to King Booker World for sure.
Wishing all happiness and health. Shy love, man. Hey, ditto to you, bro. We appreciate everything you do for us, man. Every little bit of it. We appreciate it. Well, go ahead, Bishop.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. TGIF, you guys. No maniacs and sports zoners. TGIF. You know what that means? That means today we're going to chop it up and talk Bears football. But before we get started, let me go ahead and give my pleasantries to my faithful, along with those that's in the chat and those that's watching that's not participating in the chat. How you guys doing? But more importantly, to my number 1 girl, my lady, Miss Sharita Mitz, a.k.a. Rita, my sister Felicia, my boy out there in the D, my boy V-Dub Van Washington. Be safe out there on that truck, my brother. And to my people out in Florida, my man Stuart and my niece Sophie. Man, love to see you guys and hear you guys all the time. Stuart, thank you very much for chiming in, my brother. I see you in the chat, my man. But either way we go, as you know, it is Friday, and you know I got to do it like I always do. Chi-Town.
Hold on, Bishop. You gonna let that go down there on the bottom there?
Hold on, let me see.
Go ahead, read it out for all the audio.
Oh no, he did not put me on blast. That's my boy Stu. What's going on, baby? Yo, Weefy Mac, aka the Bishop, representing. Got the MD 2020 on ice. Let's make that Bears talk real nice. Oh, for sure, baby. Pour me a glass, you know. Or better yet, just scratch the bottle, baby, and pass it to me. You know how we do. Is it the banana red, baby? I bet it is. Either way, let me start again. Chi-Town, Chi-City, West Side, South Side, all of Chicago. Stand up, Superback, my man. What it be, my brother?
Gentlemen. Sports owners at Omaniacs Unite. Man, TGI, Mickey Figgy Friday.
Yes.
Yeah, make sure you follow Sports Zone Chicago's YouTube channel. You download our mobile app, and make sure you download our Roku channel. So if you have a Roku television in the house, download Sports Zone Chicago. Okay, to your television. Man, it's been a long week. 2 weeks in a row. Had a gathering to go to last night. It was an unveiling, a ribbon cutting ceremony for a new project that a real estate friend of mine, project that they completed. Took 14 months to complete. It was good time. A couple of fashions, 8 tacos. Yeah.
Any house music?
No, it was mostly they had a band. She's a Puerto Rican girl, so they had a band. They were playing some salsa, some Latin jazz, and vibe was lit too, man. Vibe was lit. I won a bottle of red wine and a bottle of white Hennessy. So good day after the drinks and the food, man.
Hey man, let me go and get that Hennessy. You don't know what to do with that, man.
I promised it to somebody.
Oh, you did? You serious?
I did.
You don't mess with white Hennessy, man?
I never had it. I only had the regular Hennessy, and I'm not a big Hennessy drinker.
Oh man, you might have overpromised, man. You better keep that thing, man.
No, trust me.
That white Hennessy is decent, man.
Oh, but see, I could share it. See, that's
oh, okay. All right.
We can talk about this off.
Yeah.
All right, I didn't know that he was going there, but yeah, man, that white Hennessy is halfway decent. But I digress. Yes, I said it again. I digress. Let's get to some of this information from the Bears website right quick, man, because they've got the training camp schedule out. Make sure you guys can see this, right? Can you guys see this, or is it too small? Hopefully, you guys can see it.
It's up, but
well, you can see the dates. I can kind of see what's going on there. So basically, people, here are the dates. So a private community practice is the one on Tuesday the 23rd. So that's the first that's when they first come out of the oven and let the public see them. And then there's a practice again, that's a public practice, and that's on the 26th and the 27th. And then on the 30th is another, we're talking about July, you guys. On July 30th, there's another public practice. And then I think that is the Hall of Fame game. Am I correct? On the first, right? Yeah, that's the Hall of Fame game. And we'll get you your super chat in just a second here, Jason. Don't worry about it. Let me see here. Okay, Hall of Fame game on the 1st, and then there's another private community practice on the 3rd, a public practice again on the 4th, another one on the 6th and the 7th, private community practice on the 8th, first preseason game, I believe that is on the 10th. Is that right? The first preseason game against Buffalo, is that?
Well, technically, it'd be their second preseason game, but
yeah, you're right. Mm-hmm. And so then again, we wait a couple of days, and then on the 13th, we have another public practice, 13th through the 15th, public practices. So 3 days in a row, you'll get public practices, and then on Sunday, later that week, you got the third preseason game between the Bengals and the Bears. So there you have it, man. Anybody want to speak to this? And I don't know what you got available, Sean, but how about this? Let me get to the super chat right quick, because I can't get to it if you don't mind putting it up.
Mm-hmm.
You get to that, Sean. I'll let you go. Here's a super chat from Jason 199. Do you think Randolph will surprise us this year? I think he's going to surprise a lot of people. What I hope is that his strength versus NFL strength matches, and he's able to overcome. Because a lot of times when you bring in rookies, you tend to think just because you see something in college, see a guy overwhelming in college, you think that's going to translate directly to the NFL level. It's not quite that simple. And so do I think he has the ability and the strength to be able to compete at the NFL level? Yes. I hope he surprises us this year, but I don't want to take any more meat off the bone. I'll let anybody else who wants to speak to that speak to that. Nobody? All right. So, all right, Sean. So, what's going on in your wheelhouse as far as this schedule goes? What can you do and what can't you do?
Well, I don't know. We're gonna have to find out. All right. Well, we're gonna have to, I'm gonna have to apply for credentials for all of them. I mean, if it's a situation where I have to be there every day, then, I'll be there every camp, which is going to alter my show, and probably my participation in this show a little bit. It might have to be from the road, but I got to figure out when they can, excuse me, when they can, if I'm gonna get credentials for it, because I would love to be there every day, gain some more credibility, on the beat, build relationships with people, on the beat, so I can get them, have them as just allies and people to talk to and to use and to call upon when necessary. So, yeah, I don't know. I'll let you know once I find out.
All right. So yeah, man, I think like I said, anybody that can get to any of those practices, I think this is going to be one of those ones, man. This is going to be a really, really lit. You can just tell, kids, just by some of the news that's coming out, how chippy it's sounding. I always look for that. Me as a former football player, even though I'm not there, I can pretty much kind of imagine how it's going on and the stuff that you really want to hear as a fan. And I'm talking to you guys and everybody that's listening to my voice. You want to hear those things, all the chippy and, defense dominating Caleb Williams, and then Caleb Williams having his days on them. That's the stuff. But the most important thing that you want to hear about is how competitive it is, how feisty it is, because the more they go after each other and sharpen each other up and really get them ready for a 17, 18-week fight, and it's going to be a fight, the better that team is going to be day one. So the more and more stuff you start to hear, just be glad that you're hearing it, because this is what you want, man. You want a real feisty, competitive team out there against a bunch of warriors they're going to have to face starting week one. So I'm glad to hear about it, and I'm really looking forward to this camp and to see how testy it's going to be, kids.
Man, it's going to be testy. It has been testy. Everybody out there is annoyed. It was actually really cool to hear. It was cool to hear that that Edwards was also annoyed by the offense, right? So we were getting the other way around. We're getting Keenan Allen saying, "Yo, that defense is really annoying. They're chippy and they're driving me crazy, but we're gonna get to work." And the exact same sentiment is echoed from the defense. By way of Mr. Edwards, and I was impressed by just his demeanor in some of the press conferences moving forward, and again just sort of speaking to it. So what we know is, again, these two sides are battling it out, and iron is sharpening iron. And as we get deeper into that schedule you threw up, hopefully things look a heck of a lot better. But as we've sort of discussed over the last couple of shows, let's hope that things just stay competitive on that front. I want it to continue on in that respect. Do you want me to touch this super chat here from Crimson?
Go right for it. Thank you, Crimson, man. We appreciate it. But go ahead, kid.
Yeah, big respect, Crimson, for the $5 super chat. Crimson says, software funds for Santa's crew for Santa's new PC. Go Bears and FBG. No one cares about stinky Detroit. That's from Crimson. I didn't say it. I just said it.
It do stink in Detroit, though, by the way.
Hey, man, must be that. Anyways, I'll leave the water alone today. I'll leave the water. But yeah, it's starting to look interesting, and it's going to continue to go down that path. I'm glad these guys are starting to figure things out. But there's also some questions, and we'll get to some of those. Superback, what are your thoughts on how things are progressing between now and season?
I said it before. I want the defense to do well. I want them to do well. I want the pressure on this kid. I want him to fail. I want him to fail so he can learn. Because as much as he fails is great, but there's also going to be times the kid is talented. All right, there's going to be times when he succeeds. All right, despite in his learning, this learning phase, there's still gonna be times where he succeeds. There's still gonna be times when he hits Roma Dunze. If you saw some of the video from Chicago Bears, there's gonna be times when he hits DJ Moore and hits Keenan Allen and all those things in this learning period, in this learning time, and it's fine. And I love it. And pretty soon you'll start to see more and more while in that learning phase. And when it gets time when the rubber hits the road, and that's week number 1, I don't really care about the preseason, the stats. I want to see progression. I want to see footwork. I want to see, I look at more of the fundamental things, because if the fundamental things are down, cool. He's already moving and holding defenders, which is good. That's awesome. And this is only going to get better. So there's, somehow people seem to gloss over that, but that's a huge thing. When you can hold defenders, you can hold these defenders from one of the top, and I would say top 2 back sevens in the NFL, and you're not number 2. All right. And you're holding guys and they're getting frustrated because they can't get to you as much as they want, or they can't confuse you as much as they want. It's a good sign. So all things are looking good. All right. I'm not ready to put them in Canton yet. You know what? I'm just happy where we're at. I'm happy with the progression. I'm happy with the fact that, yeah, you're taking your lumps, but you're throwing some punches too. And that's what you want. He's competing, and everyone we've talked about it. He's a competitor. So he's going to get his shot, and I love the way it's progressing, and it should progress this way. Defense should have the advantage. It's a 3rd year in the system. All right. It's 2 years and 3 years for some of these guys playing together. So you better have an advantage over this guy. And the more and more he starts to gain advantages, that's the more and more, that's the growth that we're waiting for. And that's the growth that we're hoping for. And that's the growth that we're anticipating. So let's keep it up. I like the way it's progressing. And I don't know if I mentioned it, keep it up. Bishop.
Before you go, man, I was trying to keep away from the specifics, but we're gonna come back all the way back around to what Sean is talking about. But just the general chippiness of the camp and some of the stuff you're hearing thus far, man. Looking forward to that competitive stuff out there, Bishop. But go ahead with that.
No, I was going to say, man, yeah, just listen to the different interviews and just to hear how everybody is speaking about what's the competitiveness that's going on right now. And we haven't even gotten to training camp yet, man. They don't even have pads and stuff on. So to hear that, they're going at it, man. They're challenging one another, man. They're challenging, they're challenging the quarterback, and more importantly, now the quarterback is able to move guys with his eyes. It's perfect, man. That's what you want to hear right now. And again, the defense is supposed to be ahead of the offense, and what you want is them being able to stack days on top of days. And that's what we sound like. That's what we're hearing. Now they're getting ready to get out. They got some free time to themselves, before training camp, to really kind of just work on some things, and different groups get together and work out together and continue to build that camaraderie, as an entire team, but more importantly, as different groups. So I'm excited about it, man. Like I said before, I'm going to say it again. Let's go. Let's get to some football. So
All
with
right.
that being said, I'm going to pass it to you, Nomad.
Well, you guys pretty much hit it all on the head, man. It's just, you read the tea leaves, read the writing on the wall. What does it sound like? What does it appear that it's going to be? This training camp is set up for exactly what that thumbnail says. There's going to be some wars going on out there. And we're going to start talking in just a second about the specific position battles. I'm talking about competition between the offense and the defensive position groups, and how that's going to look in camp, how they're going to be able to sharpen each other and make each other better. And the feistiness is going to come with some of the matchups. Like, for instance, Gervon Dexter over top of Tevin Jenkins and Nate Davis. Who wins that battle? And so we're going to talk about that stuff in specific. But what I want to start off with, it seems like a lot of people are talking about, and that is Nate Davis. Just really quick, just to brush this topic, let me speak my mind about this and how I feel about the whole Nate Davis situation first. Number one, I know people, the Bears, our fans are quick to, hit the eject button on people. You know what I mean? And it's for no good reason. Listen, Nate Davis has had a history of not participating in OTA since he was in Tennessee. Tennessee drafted him. He was the same way there. And so Ryan Poles and his front office, they do their due diligence. They knew what they were getting with Nate Davis before he was brought here. So there's something about Nate Davis and Ryan Poles' understanding that they knew that he was going to be one of those guys that held out and not practiced during OTAs and kind of just waited until training camp. It's a normal thing across the league. It's probably more common than you guys think that guys don't really participate. They show up, they're in the building, they do the workouts, they get on the bike and do all of those things, take the mental reps, and they save their bodies for the actual training camp. It's far more common than people think. But I think people hear Nate Davis wasn't at practice. Nate Davis didn't participate, and they jump to conclusions about it. I have no problem with it. Ryan Poles knew what he was getting before he brought him here. So long as he's ready for training camp and gets ready for the games. I don't give a damn what Nate Davis does in OTAs, to be quite frank with you. But that's my take about Nate Davis. I ain't worried about it. Poles ain't worried about it. I'll pass it to Kaz.
All right, fair enough. Fine. OTAs, no Nate Davis. It is what it is. Whatever. Come training camp, I would like to think that Nate Davis will be there. He'll be there with bells on, booster shots, and all sorts of other B words. Like that's basically where we are with you know what I mean. That's where we are with Nate Davis. I'm singing the exact opposite tune here because there's other guys to fill that spot, and that's what's kind of interesting to me. There has to be cohesion this time around. Why? You got yourself a rookie, right? You want to make sure that he's as comfortable as humanly possible. Therefore, that line has to be cohesive and, again, singing the same tune. That's really what we want out of the offensive line, and you can't do that if you're switching in humanity left, right, and center. You really want a cohesive unit. We felt that we felt Nate Davis's absence last year, right? Him not being able to be there for the team in these early goings did not help us at all. Like let's just be honest with that. If that's really what we're in store for here again, which is what Bears fans and Bears media is really talking about, it's not a good look for Nate. It's not a good look for the team. Not a good look for the offensive line, and it's definitely going to contribute to struggles for the brand new rookie quarterback. Let's just be frank about it. Now, in my opinion, there's other guys. They want Tevin Jenkins on the left. We've got Ryan Bates. Ryan Bates has some history playing right guard. If that's a requirement, maybe we slide him over and we let Shelton handle the center position. I'm also going to say Matt Pryor's a good look in that position. And there's one more guy that I'm actually really interested in potentially growing into that a guard role, whether left or right on this team. And it's our guy from Canada. I'm blanking out on his name, but I think
Come on, Theo.
Say again. Yeah, Theo Benedict. Thank you very much. That kid could slide into that position. He has the size and the arm length for it, as well as, I believe 5 years of university experience. Is that NFL experience? No, but train the kid up, give him some opportunity. And again, if Nate's not on the line, there's some opportunity for somebody else to step up into. So we'll see what it looks like. I just want I just want dancing bears singing the same song together. That's all I'm looking for. That's where I'm at. Sean, what do you think, brother?
He needs to be there, bro.
Yeah,
he needs to be there. End of story. In practice, if you're not hurt.
He is.
For practice, if you're not hurt. All right. Yeah, he was there, but you know what? At some point, enough with the BS. All right, we understood your situation last year. All right, God rest her soul. Your mom was sick and she passed away, and we get it. And a lot of us ate crow because we didn't understand, and myself included. And I'm cool with it. I was wrong and I made a mistake. I apologize and cool. But now you got to show your teammates you're 10 toes down. You got to show your teammates that you're ready to roll. You got to show your teammates that you're all in. All right, and $10 million a year, and you're like, yeah, I don't feel like practicing, or no, that doesn't sit well with me at all. It doesn't sit well with me at all. All right, get there, get out there. You're not doing anything. You're not in pads. You're not in pads. You're not cracking them. You know what I mean? Show your boys that you're there. All right, that bothers me. That bothers me big time. And especially if it continues into training camp it's going to bother me even more. And you know what? I would put him, say, hey, listen, you know what? Put your ass at left guard. You never played it? Well, guess what? You should have played right guard when we needed you. All right? Tevin Jenkins, you go to right guard. We're going to have an unbelievable mauling side of the offensive line on that right side. So when we go 2 tight end, 3 tight end personnel, and guess what? We run everyone named Mama Noah. We're running right behind Tevin Jenkins and Darnell Wright. All right? Sorry, I can't deal with that. I will not deal with it. All right? Get out there and practice. What is the issue? Why are you hurt? What's the issue? You can't get out there and run around with your guys in a helmet? No. Nope. Sorry, Papa. Get your ass out there, and you need to get out there, even if it is just helmets, even if it is just that. Get out there and show your people right now. No, hey, I'm with you, and that bugs me to no end. Bishop,
Let me step up to the pulpit on this one.
give it
I'm
to
gonna
him,
be
baby.
very
Give it to him.
honest.
Easy now. We
I
got a
have
whole
to-
show to do now.
I don't worry. This is going to be short and sweet. I agree with Sean. He needs to be there. You have a rookie quarterback. You have a new offense. I get it. It's an offense that you're familiar with, but yet everything is different in this particular offense, and you need to be there. You're on the right side. We brought you in. You're getting paid $10 million. Now, if you were an all-pro, I may give you a pass. But the fact that you're not an all-pro and you're not there, I have an issue with it. Okay? Period. Point blank. He should be there. Ked, you was talking about other individuals that could potentially fill that role. You know who I want to see working that in that spot?
Who?
Tyrique Carter, man.
Okay, yeah.
You know
Like
what?
there's some depth there.
Let him get some reps there. Who wants to be there and can produce at that position needs to be in that position. I don't care if he's making 10 mil. If it comes down to it, you can be cut, brother. Everybody's expendable. I don't care what's going on. New offense, new offensive coordinator, rookie quarterback. And besides that, in life, if you want to be better at things that you're doing, you put in the work. Those that sit up and say or give somebody a pass, oh, that's just how they are, or that's just who he is, or that's just what he does. Nah, man, later for that. We're trying to win football games, and we need everybody.
I said that.
I know, and I'm not, but again, whether you said it, he's demonstrating it by not being there.
He is there. I keep saying that, man.
He's there, but he's not doing anything. He's just sitting on the side. I know. Get on the field, damn it. Sorry,
me
Bishop.
saying that he's not there meaning I know he's present, but he needs to be on the field.
Okay.
Period. That's what I mean by it.
All right.
So Nomad, before it, I just want to touch on one little part of all this, and the part that irks me the most is the fact that this is a brand spanking new offense, new coordinator that they're trying to put together, right? Like this is not last year's offense. This is a different guy, different system, different quarterback. That's why it irks me.
Okay. All right, let's because we can't spend too much time. Hold on, man. We can't sit here and spend the whole show talking about this. Is what Mike Davison is saying that Courtney Cronin said. He is with the other guys ramping up from some injury. For all we know, he is actually injured. I don't know. Don't really care. All I know is this. The GM knew what he was getting before he got him. He ain't complaining about. Just heard Flu say Nate Davis is the starting right guard. See him on training camp. I don't give a damn about the rest of it. But let's move on to the rest of the conversation, man, because now I've kind of lost where I'm going. But here we were talking about what's that now?
I said he hurt himself eating a cheeseburger.
Well, man, we don't actually know what's going on with him, and I don't feel like speculating about it. I don't know. He could be playing hooky. I don't know. But let's move on, man. That's the situation with Nate Davis. Here's some good news I just heard about coming out of training camp. I think Sean alluded to it. I really like when TJ came to the platform and he said this is probably the best news I've heard coming out of these camps thus far. When I heard TJ Edwards say that he moved him and TJ with his eyes, that is audio gold to me. Knowing what I know that this rookie quarterback is going through, the easiest thing in the world for him to do is to be staring guys down and predicting where he's going to go with the ball. I heard that this guy looked them off with his eyes and pissed them off because you don't expect rookies to do that. That might be the best, absolute best news. I heard a lot of good news coming out of this camp. That might be the best I've heard thus far, kids.
I got zero problems with that. That's that is a really interesting little tidbit. And like I said, I really enjoy listening to TJ Edwards. I expect him to have a fantastic season, but I'm glad that Caleb is starting to get their goat to some degree. And it's going to be in little areas like just what you're saying. Like there's things that he's going to bring to the table, just because he's really good at what he does, that they might not expect him to have in his tool belt yet. You know what I mean? And this is one of them. Looking off your safeties, looking off a linebacker. Well done. And as he starts to again acclimate and get used to his drops, his steps, the cadence, the calls that he's making at the line, all of that stuff as it starts to come through is going to blend in with these talents and these skills that he's already started to hone. And that's clearly one of them. I think we're going to see a heck of a lot more of it as we move forward. But I'm just waiting till we get towards that last week of all this training so that we have a better idea of who this starting quarterback is going to be. I mean, like what he's going to look like come game one. What are your thoughts, Sean?
It's not. It's
Say it, Sean.
Everyone. Just so many people are going through so many emotional swings. This is par for the course. It's going to be good days. It's going to be bad days. It's going to be, you're learning not necessarily new offense, but terminology. So you got to get on the same page, and this is all part of it. And I understand everybody's not played football and may not understand it. But how many more times do we have to tell you? How many more times do you listen to other podcasts who have people who played football and have them tell you? And there's just so many things that everything. It's frustrating at times when you hear people, it's so too emotional. Like the swings are crazy. Like what? When the defense was good, the defense had a good day today. Okay, good. Cool. Caleb had a better day the next day. Okay, good. But let's not get with the emotional swings and Caleb Williams had 7 incompletions. He got pulled. Blah blah blah. I mean, you're starting a firestorm. I know you're trying to get clicks, but Jesus, Lord help us. Like you got to understand, like the emotional moves. Just it. Don't make it seem like Chicken Little and the sky is falling. These are things that are going to happen. Good things and bad things. Just report those. Don't be like, oh, well, here. And it's not just what you say, it's how you say it as well. So when you hear people talking about it, you can say, hey, the defense defense won the day today. All right, cool. But when you start adding, oh, man, Caleb seems to be behind and he can't, all the anticipatory throws are not there. He's not doing this. He's not doing that. Okay, now you're stating facts, but guess what? Now you're just being negative. Just report the facts. You don't have to support, sway people. And this just bugs me, bro. It bugs me because I want to hear it, see it. And obviously, again, I played football a long time, so I'm not like everyone else, and or people who haven't played football. But it's just, man, Lord help me with the emotions. He had a good day, so now he's back in Canton. I'm like, oh my goodness, relax.
What I wanted to ask you specifically was, just hearing about a rookie looking guys off this early in the stage of install, man. I don't know how many.
But you do it in college. It's not so when people say, oh, he looked someone off. Didn't you do that in college?
System now, he hasn't done. He hasn't finished the install.
I get it, Nomad. But what I'm saying is like that's stuff that he's done already. So now he's continuing what he did in college. He won a trophy. He didn't win a Heisman Trophy by not being able to look guys off. He didn't win a state championship at Gonzaga without being able to look guys off. He's just progressing. He's doing what good quarterbacks do. It's not. He didn't reinvent fire. Okay, he didn't do that. He's doing what good quarterbacks do. He looks off defenders. Period. It's not. Right. He's going to Canton he's a bust. He's doing what good quarterbacks do. Stop making it seem like it's the reinvention of the wheel. Oh, he looked up.
All I'm doing.
You, bro. No. I'm not saying you, Nomad. I'm not saying you. It's not directed at you. It's other people who having an issue. You know, when you talk about he's looking at him, he's looking players off like good. He's progressing. Right? He feels more comfortable where now he's gotten, you know why he's doing that? Because he's gotten comfortable with the offense. You know why he's doing that? He's got really comfortable with the playbook. You know why he's doing that? Because he had really comfortable reading defenses. You know why he's doing that? Because it's all coming together for him. So when you say that and put in perspective that way, now you're saying, oh, okay, Caleb's not where he's gonna be, but he's progressing. But when people say, oh, he's looking off defenders, like that's the end all be all. No, that's part of the process of being a good quarterback. Sorry, I got frustrated. I'm not frustrated at you, bro. I'm just saying, people, you're not the only person, but everyone, a lot of people are like, oh, he looked up for a TV. Can you see that? Oh, relax.
I get where you're going, Sean. I understand, man, because people do take it to the nth degree when they see something good like that. They take it and try to turn it into an item.
Oh, that quarterback could never do that. I'm like,
yeah. But here's what I think is different. When you think about it this way, maybe I should have led the conversation this way. It's the fact that he's installing a brand new offense. He's installing a brand new offense, and knowing what I know about that kind of thing is your first tendency is to make sure that you're on the right target and you kind of stare them down a little bit. You see rookies doing that early in their first part of their career, especially in a new offense.
Jay Grizz is a fool. I'm sorry.
I had that up there for a while. But I think
I didn't see it.
I think it's different that as a rookie and in installing a new offense, having graduated to that phase of, yes, he was doing that in college. No doubt about it. If he was any good, he had better been doing that. But at this phase of where they are in training camp, I thought it was a good sign hearing that he's already doing that as he's installing this new offense.
No, it's not. You know why?
Framed it that way. Yeah, it is a good thing.
Because he had exposure to this offense prior to him being drafted.
He just had the information. He didn't have the on-field stuff, Sean.
No, he didn't have but guess what? All the minutia, okay, all the gen eds that you got to take, before you get your major courses, all the gen eds he's getting out of the way. He got all that out of the way. He got a lot of that out of the way. So he's able. So when he started rookie OTAs, a rookie mini camp, and all that other stuff, he was already a couple of steps ahead of where most quarterbacks would be, because no one knows after the first pick who's going to get who. He already had information to that. This is why I'm saying, if you listen to our show, guys, you'll understand. We talked about it. What's happening now would have been happening in training camp, but because he had access to Hewlett, who is his quarterback coach, who's great friends with Shea Waldron, they're working on all the stuff that he would have had to have learned once OTAs and all that stuff started. He had a head start. So the fact that he's looking or holding these out, this is an advancement because of where he started. That's all I'm saying. Like we've talked about this, guys. We've talked about this a lot. And remember I said, how awesome is it that he's getting all the all the minutia, all the gen eds out of the way. So when he comes in, he's already ahead. This is all he's doing. And I'm happy for it. Believe me, I'm happy for it.
Can we agree with this, Sean?
Yes.
It's good news, right?
Great. No, we're going to disagree because that's great news. You said good news. That's great news.
That's okay. We got there, man. I'm happy, man. So we jumped on you. We jumped over you, Bishop, man. Sean had to get it out today, man. So
sorry, I was a little fired up.
Yeah, I see you, man. Go ahead, Bishop.
I want to go drink that white Hennessy later.
you need that shit now, man. Drink that shit right now.
No, you don't.
No, he don't need it right now. No. But no, it's good news to hear that, man. Well, it's great news to hear that for the simple fact, man, it's June and we're hearing that now, which goes back to what I've been saying about stacking days. So imagine from the rookies being together, the first set of OTAs to now mini camp, and he's able to stack these days. He's had some rough days, and then he's having these good days. And to hear the veterans on the defense say how he's performing and moving guys with his eyes says a lot. And go to what Sean was saying, the fact that he's had this information for some time now just shows that he's getting more and more settled in. He's comfortable. And because of that, I'm glad that we're hearing that. I would be worried if we weren't hearing that right now. And the fact that we are hearing that is major kudos to him in this process of installing this new offense. So for me, I'm glad to hear it come from a guy like a TJ Edwards, who we know is a dog. And the fact that he was even able to say, hey, look, this kid is, not only is he moving guys, but he also touched on the fact that he said this kid's got a touch on the ball. So now we know he can get the ball out and he's able to drop that ball where it needs to be. Hey, man, it's great news.
So we got June. We got $1.99 towards Sean's Patron fund right now, man.
Thank you, Jason.
Oh, I thought it was Patreon. It is Patron. All right, my bad.
Thank you, Jason. I appreciate it, Papa. Thank you.
He needed it, man. We're gonna get Sean right, man. Don't worry about it. We're gonna get him together, man. But yeah, I just thought, particularly, you guys are right. He got the information, but when it comes down to executing that stuff on the field live when bullets are flying, it's good to hear this early in the camp that he's looking guys off after installing the new offense. It's real good news to hear about. But here's another thing I heard about, and this is really good news too. And you guys might say the same thing, but I'm hearing that Rome Odunze is far ahead of what they're expecting him to be coming into this camp. That's some very, very, very welcome news. Because we did have a show and we did speculate as to there's a world where he's not getting up to speed as fast as they were expecting him. But to hear that it's exactly opposite of what we were speculating, damn, that was good news, kids.
Yeah, I expect him to. I expect him to be there early. I'll just be honest with you. I expect nothing but viable offense from these three wide receivers. Yes, he's a rookie. He's got a little ways to go and a little ways to grow. But he's growing alongside two of the more dominant receivers in the league. And I just expect that to rub off on him a little bit. I don't know. I've got more worries about the remaining wide receivers, and I'd like to throw a little something out there with respect to Dante Pettis.
Oh, now we were talking about Rome. Now, come on, now this ain't gonna help.
I know we are. I can't touch on Pettis. We're gonna touch on Pettis later on.
Yeah, we can. Yeah, no question.
All right. Well, I'll save it for later on then.
All right.
Let's stick with Rome.
Go ahead.
What do you think?
I love it. I love it. In what it's showing, it's a good omen that, all right, he's not facing Jaylon Johnson most of the time. He's not facing Tyrique Stevenson most of the time. If they put, and he's facing him sometimes, don't get me wrong, because I'm sure they're moving him around. But you get him on what we had talked about. You get him on the slot corner, who would be Kyler Gordon. All right, and and Kyler Gordon's pretty darn good. All right, he took his lumps his first year. Man, and let me tell you, the fact that he's ahead, I had a feeling about him. Reason, it's his story is similar to some. All right, it's similar to some where his grandfather's sick or his grandfather's sick, but someone's sick and they're doing it for them. You have a lot of similar stories, but for whatever reason, it just. I don't know. I felt like, okay, this guy is really doing something really good. So
hold on, Sean, man. Now you got to stop right now, man, because Junior's telling on you, man. You have to party foul, man. You all out of pocket, man. Sean, this is Armando Laura Jr. to us, Junior. Sean comes over to my house Tuesday night. I made him some tacos, and he makes my jaw hit the floor by putting barbecue sauce on his taco. Sean, man, that's it.
No. See, here's the thing. You're only getting half the story. You're only getting half the story. Because I said, first of all, he looked and he's trying to clown people. I'm like, well, do you have any salsa for me?
Yeah.
I will shut the hell up then. Don't give me, you don't got no salsa. I don't want to hear your mouth. I said, salsa or even pico de gallo. I will shut the hell up. And I'm going to put on whatever the hell I want to put on. That's the black part of me enjoying the Mexican part of me. That's the Blaxican in me. Don't come at me half cocked. I knew Sean was going to go there with it.
Hey, Julie, you caught Sean on the wrong day. Caught shot on the wrong day. His fuse is half.
I knew Sean was gonna go there. I knew he was gonna throw the Blaxican in there. I knew it. I knew it was coming, baby.
You see, Armando tried to throw you under the bus, and Sean's like, "No, man, I ain't going under that damn bus."
That's a reversal. Like he tries to throw you into the turnbuckle and you reverse it. Oh, reversal.
Oh man, hey, you know what, man? But for real though, man, who does barbecue?
No,
what else is happening, man? He had to have something in there, man.
See, now he's lying. He just said I made him tacos, and then he said put it on Taco Bell. You made him tacos.
I can see like a chicken fajita or something like that. You know, I could do that. But yeah, that's funny. That's pretty damn funny. Barbecue sauce on
Scrolls. Yes, it was Sweet Baby Ray's. Yes, it was, Doctor. That's
Who said that? Who said that?
Scrolls. The Scrolls. And I was looking for it too. I'm like, do you have? Because give me some salsa. Dude, yesterday at that party, I had 8 tacos, all right, and they all had salsa. No, 6 of them had salsa, 2 of them had pico de gallo, which is a lot lighter. It's for the non-heat accepting people. You know, you can't take the heat. So yeah, so I had 8 tacos yesterday, man. So he didn't have no salsa for me. Okay, well, I'm gonna put something on them.
Man, thank you to Junior. Thank you for Junior for throwing us into the medium and throwing all the bodies out the car in the middle of the damn highway. That's what just happened right there. But go ahead, Bishop, man. And speaking on Rome and hearing that he's far ahead of where they expected him to be at this point is real good news to me.
Well, for me, I'm not surprised because remember, I was stomping the drum for Rome way before the draft. So I'm not surprised at all, man. I mean, and it's really just a testament to the young man and his work ethic, man. You know, they said ahead of time, and this is going back from when he was in college, how far advanced he was in terms of as a receiver. And really, it was more of a 1-1A when it came to him and Marvin Harrison Jr. So for me, I'm not surprised, but I am excited about hearing that because that just lets us know to what we've been saying for the past few weeks here about just how lethal this receiving core can be just with those 3 guys alone, man. And the fact that this kid can come in and make noise now and basically start putting his stamp on what he's going to contribute to this offense says a lot. And for your head coach to sit up and say, hey, this kid is for real. You know, he's a man. You know, that says a lot, man. You know, and granted, he's still going to have some growing pains, but the fact that he's coming in and he's actually putting his stamp on what he's going to contribute to the offense, I'm not surprised at all, but I'm excited to hear that.
Yeah.
Go ahead. See, Crimson Dig said future Walter Payton Man of the Year.
Definitely.
I don't know Man of the Year, but he's definitely going to be a candidate. That's for darn sure. This kid seems, you know, when they did the little thing on him and you saw his family and how close he is to his family, I love it. I love it. And this is where Ryan Poles, he values character. And this dude's a stud. I mean, he's a first-round pick. All right, if it wasn't for Marvin Harrison Jr. in any other draft, first of all, some people had him rated higher than Marvin Harrison Jr. But any other draft, man, he most likely would have been the first person. You did, Keith. You know what I'm saying? So you have a guy who any other draft would have been the number one wide receiver taken off the board, and we got him. Man, it's a lot, man.
That's you know what? Levante, he said he's Blaxican too. But yeah. But
craziest mix, by the way. I'll just put that out there. That's just attitude all day long.
No, because the Moors came and invaded southern Italy. So, yep. If you know Romans are a lot darker and they have a lot more curly hair. And the Northern have blonde hair, blue eyes. Those are the Germans, and the Southerns were infiltrated by the Moors. So I used to tease my teammates when I played over there, like you couldn't even defend your own country.
Oh, that's messed up. But hey, you know what? Back to
being a Blaxican.
Back to Romo Dunze, though, man. Back to Romo Dunze. I think he's going to be a dynamite professional. Not just his talent. I think what he's made of. I see some future NFL ambassador in that kid, man. I think he's going to be valuable to this team, valuable to the receiver room, just being humble. And later on, as he becomes 2 and 3 years in, man, he's going to be valuable with whoever they bring onto the team, man. So I love hearing stuff like that. Romo Dunze has all the earmarks of being a really dynamic and special professional in this league, man. I really like that kid. But let's get into some specifics, man. Took us damn near an hour to get here, talk about these training camp wars, but we have parked the car. Everybody's alive. I ain't saying nobody ain't injured, man, because Junior ran us right into the median, man. We had to pick Sean up, piece him back together, man. But let's talk about some of these position group matchups. Now let's get specific, and we'll start from the back end of the offense to the defense. We're talking about offense versus defense, and we're gonna get interactive with you guys about this, and let me know who you think has the advantage. Matter of fact, let me figure out a way to do that, but I'm gonna pass it on to kids now. Starting running back is probably going to be, there's no probably to it. DeAndre Swift's going to be starting running back. Now, you guys, Sean and Keith and kids, just try to imagine when he gets out in the open on flares and, bubble screens and different things like that. Let's say when he gets one-on-one with a linebacker. Let's just say, for instance, we'll start off with Tremaine. Who do you think has the advantage in the training camp with that matchup? Little quick guy or the big long guy?
Who's first?
Depends where. I'm going with the running back, but it depends on what the play is. That's really where I am. We're talking about we're talking about some sort of a slant into the center, right? Where Edmonds lives and he's paying attention.
He's got to guard him. If he's left one-on-one guarding DeAndre Swift, who do you think wins that matchup?
Again, depends where this is. I'm going DeAndre Swift all day long. I'll be honest with you. I think he's got foot speed on Edmonds. That's me.
Give me an S in the chat or a T. You got Swift or do you got Tremaine? Give me an S or a T. Go ahead, Sean.
Swift, because here's the thing is that he's chasing. All right, linebacker's chasing, and that's the last thing you want to do is chase a dude who's faster and quicker than you. Last thing you want to do. All right. He's bigger. All right, so he can't stop. Okay, he can't stop on a dime. He can't stop as quick. He's not as shifty. There's no way. And you get him on, all you got to do is give him a hezzy and go. Man, you might tear an ACL, dog. you see what a hezzy does in basketball. You know what I mean? So imagine a guy, and they're not even going, so you get a guy running full speed, all of a sudden you see a little, and then you see, hell, just, hey, Don Burr. You know a guy named Barry Sanders? Yeah, Barry Sanders. How many times did he give someone just a hezzy, just a little, and just break people's ankles? All right. So DeAndre Swift all day long.
Go ahead, Bishop.
Oh, that goes to Swift, man. I've even seen some workout film of his during the off season, and he's actually looking a little quicker than he has before, man. He's getting ready to go, and he like Sean was saying, man. Swift is elusive already, and he's got great footwork, man. And being a linebacker in pursuit, you're already at a disadvantage. And then you got a quicker guy that can stop on a dime and change direction on you. Yeah, that goes to Swift all day long.
I like what Jason is saying right here. Jason, thank you for the comment, man. He's saying he gives it an S. Good thing about that is it'll help Edmonds get prepared. He's trying to say against Gibbs later on in the year. That's a very good point.
Yep.
That's a very, very good point. That's going to give him some good muscle memories because they both have very, very similar characteristics and traits as football players. So very good observation right there.
Jason.
So I would assume you guys feel the same way about, I don't know. I'm going to give it to Swift easily, man, because he's a jitterbug. And even though Tremaine is almost 6'6", and cat quick. Don't leave that out. Tremaine is cat quick. He could keep up. Now, don't get it twisted.
It's not about keeping up, bro. It's not
he's gonna get behind him for sure. He's gonna end up behind him for sure. No question about that, Sean. But how do you guys think the other two running backs will match up against the linebackers between Khalil and Roshan? Okay, we start with you.
Between Khalil and Roshan, and you're saying up against Tremaine?
Linebackers.
Yeah.
Linebackers.
Yeah.
Tremaine or TJ.
So Khalil will more or less outrun them in a similar fashion. One cut hezzy too. Yeah, I mean he's about that good. And I'll jump over to Roshan and say Roshan will either run them over or get tackled. It's a little bit less fleet of foot, but much more power. That's how I see it. So if we're talking Roshan versus the linebackers, I say linebackers win or get trucked, and the other way around with Khalil, right? Like that's it. With Khalil, I think like Khalil's good at what he does, guys, and I'm glad we got another back to fill the gap.
Talking about in passing situations, who do you give the matchup?
I like. Are we in a place where we think Khalil Herbert can't catch passes?
No, he's a different animal. He's a much different animal than say a DeAndre Swift is. You know, I'll just jump ahead and say I definitely favor the linebackers in that matchup because he's just not a polished route runner. He's quick and he's fast, but getting into and out of route concepts and stuff ain't Khalil's wheelhouse. So just early, I'm going to give that one to the linebackers.
Not me. I mean, we've seen Khalil eat in pass catching situations live in NFL games. So it would be Khalil Herbert to me. His shortcoming is again north-south running. That's his shortcoming. He's not as good north-south. He's more of an outside or wide zone back. He can catch a pass though, and he can do some damage with it. We've seen it. There's evidence of it. I would still lean towards Khalil. John, what do you think, bro?
I give the linebacker more of a chance. All right, because Khalil isn't
Swift, you mean? As opposed to Swift?
Versus Swift, yeah. Definitely give the linebacker more of a chance because he's not as shifty as Swift.
As shifty. I agree. I fully agree.
Okay. But he can get you with a hezzy. All right. And that could screw it up. But I give the linebacker a much better. It's a lot closer. I'd say 55-45, maybe 60-40 max. I'd go with Khalil Herbert. All right. 5.5 or to 6 times out of 10, he'll get by the run. But also, if the linebacker is too close on him, he's done. See, Swifty could put a foot in the ground. Whoop. You know who he reminds me of? He can do like a Marshall Faulk. When Marshall Faulk's running and literally stop on a dime and have people dive in front of him and then just go left. Swifty can do that. Khalil Herbert, I don't think can do that. Okay, and no, Khalil Herbert's an okay pass catcher, but once he has the ball, again, I think it's only at max 60-40 in favor of Khalil.
Go ahead, Bishop.
When it comes to Khalil, I'm with Sean on that one. And again, if he has some space, definitely. If he's got space, he has an advantage. When it comes to Roshan, now with Roshan, he's the type, man, where people don't really. I've watched him play in college, so I know, and they used him in the passing game a lot at UT. So he has the ability as well in space, but he's not afraid of contact. That's what I like about Roshan. So yes. Roshan is that one that you want to use to kind of wear down the defense, whether it be linebackers or safeties that's playing up in the box. You don't want to that dude there. You don't want to keep running into him because he likes the contact. So
we kind of just look real quick. We just kind of talk about the matchups, like when they're in one-on-ones and they have to run routes. That kind of thing. I know what they can do on the ground. That's a whole different beast.
Well, no. I'm saying in the passing game, I'm gonna always kind of lean more running back because the linebacker's in pursuit. But out of the 3 running backs, I give Swift the bigger advantage of the other 2. Just put it plain and simple.
Yeah, that's real easy right there. Okay. There's just 3 different types of backs. For different reasons, you definitely would favor. You definitely would favor DeAndre, man, just because that start-stop quickness of his, man. And he's pretty swift in the running. In pass route concepts too, man. He's real fluid at that. Khalil has gotten a lot better at that than what he's not the same back that he was when we got him. And so for that, I give Khalil that, but I'm still gonna lean linebacker when it comes to the other 2. Just because DeAndre Swift is just a different animal altogether. Yeah. And, okay, so we're going to slide on over to the quarterback position. And let's just match this up. let's just say, kids, who do you give the advantage? Because this is who, Sean, you know this. When Caleb goes to the line of scrimmage and he gets under center, the play caller's out, he goes to the line of scrimmage, and they have to identify the what?
Mike.
Mike, the middle linebacker. So they got to identify the Mike. He's going to have to know what that guy is doing on every play. Not only that, he's going to have to identify whoever the high safety is. If there's one, if there's two. Those are the two guys. Those are the two key guys that Caleb has to pay particular attention to. So in this matchup in training camp, kids, who do you give the advantage to? The defense and Tremaine Edmonds and TJ? Well, just Tremaine in this case, and Kevin Byard and Jaquan Brisker, who's been there at least a couple of years. Who do you give the advantage to in training camp?
In training camp, the fact of the matter is, I give it to the defense, that secondary. Those, like Kevin Byard's a seasoned vet. He knows what he's doing back there. He sees the field for what it is from his position, and he does it very well. So I'm not going to take that away from Kevin. Same token with Tremaine Edmonds, center of the field. Yeah, he sees the field very well, and he gets into passing lanes. So again, just to touch on where we were before, just to hear TJ Edwards talking about how he's looking off these guys, beautiful thing to throw into the repertoire, or to have in the repertoire at this particular stage. But Superback, what do you think?
I think got to throw you a curveball, because I don't know if his job is going to be to identify the mic. You don't have to identify the mic.
Might be the center.
Center can do that, so that takes one less thing off his plate. You know what I mean? And if that's the case, you know, and it's probably the best thing for them. So he'll work from far to near. Like, you just worry about that safety, because the center will tell you who the mic is, because that's going to determine the way the blocking scheme is going to roll or shade or whatever. I think it's going to be more defense right now, but it's only. I want to say right now it's 65-35 defense, because he's had rookie mini camp, he's had voluntary mini camp, voluntary OTAs, he's had mandatory OTAs, he's gotten better. I mean, I would assume you better have gotten better. So I think that number is going to switch soon, but I think I give the defense a little. Excuse me. I give the defense a little bit of credit, because. And I feel it's going to change, because if he's frustrating the defense now, all right, this is coming straight out of the horse's mouth, from defenders' mouths. If he's frustrating, if he's pissing them off now with some of the things he's doing, well, it's probably he's going to get worse, you know, and in a good way, of course, but it's going to get worse for the defense. So defense got the lead, they got the advantage now, in my opinion, but that will change. Hopefully that should change by the end of training camp.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Bishop.
Early part of the training camp, I give advantage defense. Latter part, I give advantage Caleb. Should be. With that being said, you know, to what we've been saying earlier in today's show, is just the fact that where he's at right now speaks a lot, and he's just stacking days. And I'm gonna keep pounding that drum about stacking days. The more he stack days, the better he's gonna get. But right now, if we're talking about competition wise, what I want to see him do is how he really identify the safeties, and I want to see how the Bears try to trick him up with the interchanging of Byard with Brisker, you know, just to see how that works as well, how that looks for him, just to giving them different looks. But right now, early part of camp, I say advantage defense. Latter part of camp, I'm really leaning toward hoping that it's advantage Caleb.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question about it. The defense, they know exactly what they're doing out there. This is Tremaine's second year in the camp. So is TJ's. Kevin Byard is new to it, but he's a vet. He's been out there. He knows how to run coverages and smokes, just all kinds of cloud coverages. He knows what to do to trip up a quarterback and give him different looks. Of course, Jaquan is good at it. He's been here 3 years now. So definitely you got to give those guys the edge going into camp. And you do expect that to change and flip sometime down the road, and Caleb start to get the advantage somewhere midway through that training camp towards the end. That's what we're hoping for, is that he starts to win the majority of those battles. You absolutely are hoping for that. But yeah, that's the way I see that playing out with that matchup. But let's go to this O-line. This should get interesting, because this is what I see happening, you guys. I think we're going to find out pretty quickly in this training camp. The minute they start putting on those pads and start actually having live reps, do we actually need a veteran edge rusher? Right now, I'm saying yes, but I easily feel good about saying I will dial myself back, because I've heard really, really good things about Jacob Martin, who we picked up in free agency in this camp. Yes, they have not had pads on. Yes, it has not been live, one-on-one battles. But when they get those pads on and he continues to ascend at the edge rusher, I don't know how necessary that other edge rusher might be. So we're going to talk about some specific matchups on the O-line versus the D-line. We'll start from outside and go in. So Tez versus Darnell Wright. Who wins? T or D? Tez, Darnell Wright. Give me that. Give it to me, kids.
Well, I'm going to lean toward Montez Sweat. That's where I'm going to lean towards. Iron sharpens iron. I kind of like that as a matchup for just to help build the I was going to call him a rookie, but the second year professional. You know what I mean? Like that's really what he needs to do. But I think Tez has, he has the expertise in this situation. He's been around the block. He has a bag of tools that he can utilize at any time. So, it's a little bit of a learning curve for Darnell, and that's to be expected. Again, he played a rookie season. He's now into year 2. What can he pick up and learn, and how much can he improve from where he left off? So I'm going with Tez on that one for sure. Super back.
Montez Sweat. But again, it's not a landslide. It's not a landslide at all. All right. Just by again, here's another one: 55-45, 60-40 Sweat. All right, but it's not a landslide. And trust me, when he gets stunted, Darnell Wright, he has, his trick, his favorite thing is attacking the defensive end on pass rush. He's just getting better and better and better. So right now, Tez, but instinctively Tez, but not by much.
Bishop.
In that particular battle, of course, Montez Sweat. However, and I want to pinpoint this. That's a great matchup, because what that does is it makes sure that Darnell Wright gets better. So he's going to be that much better against opposing defensive ends by going up against Sweat each and every day. So I'm excited about that, man. But of course, you're going to give that advantage to Montez Sweat. And as camp progresses, I look to see that gap, close more and more. But I'm excited about it, because that just means that Darnell, the more that gap closes, the better that means Darnell Wright is getting. Yeah. And that's what we want to see. And that's what we're hoping for. And that's a great battle right there in camp. And, I'm looking forward to keeping my eye on that.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's a pretty easy one. Give me Tez all day against the second year guy. Darnell Wright's going to be a stud. He's going to be an all-pro at some point, but now he's dealing with an actual all-pro right now as we speak. You better be giving the advantage to Tez, because the whoopings he's going to put on that guy is just going to help him get better and better and better. I'm absolutely thrilled that he's going against that guy all the time in practice, man. It's just iron and sharpen iron for real. And so
you know what? Nomad, Mike Davidson made a good little point here. What happened during the Washington game last year? So those two would have gone up against each other, and I have a strange feeling. I think Darnell probably held his own.
He did.
Like, we won that game, no? Yeah.
That was the one game that I think they finally took
had a bad game that game.
Took the reins off of Justin Fields that game and let him really, really. That's one of his standout games. they took the reins off Justin Fields that game. So it wasn't like this guy he just could pin his ears back and just go after Justin Fields like he wanted to. So you had that going on, but I'd have to actually, Mike, go back and look at that game and see how that matchup played out, because I didn't think about that before I approached this conversation. But good point, Mike. Let's move on inside, man. Now we got second-year Darnell Wright going against Nate Davis and Tevin Jenkins. Who do you like in that matchup? Kids.
Sorry, come again?
You got Gervon Dexter's playing 3-tech, so he's going to be lined up in between Nate Davis and Darnell Wright on most plays, trying to penetrate between the two of those guys. And on the other side, he'd be lined up between Tevin Jenkins and Braxton Jones, or whoever the left tackle is. Who do you see winning those matchups?
Poor Gervon Dexter. In this scenario, you know what I mean? You're going up against two high caliber, a high caliber tackle and a guard in either scenario. So I'm gonna say that Gervon Dexter is not gonna be the guy who wins these matchups, but I am gonna say what he takes away from those matchups will be key moving forward. Those two gaps are managed by by four very high caliber human beings. And I think, again, if iron does sharpen iron, hopefully Gervon Dexter comes out of all this, looking like a razor blade. Like that's what I'm trying to say. Going through Nate, again, if Nate actually makes it to training camp and is in the gap, you know what I'm saying? But that's a tight area for him to fight through. But I think he will excel because of either side of that battle. That's where I am. Superback, what do you think?
I think against Tevin, Gervon's going to have an issue. Against Nate, I don't think he'll have as much of an issue. So at the end of the season, talk to me then, because I think Gervon Dexter is going to take a big step forward, and he might be getting everybody problems.
Perfect.
Bishop.
Yeah, I have to agree with Sean on that, man. I think against Nate Davis, I give the advantage to Dex, and going against Tevin, I give the advantage to Tevin. However, again, going up against both just makes Dex that much better. And I don't know if anybody's seen him. He's looking lean, and they say he's looking a lot quicker. So, I think, again, that gap's going to, as the camp goes on, that gap's going to close even more as well. But again, what that means for the opposing teams once the season starts, I'm excited to see it. But right now, since we're talking about training camp and those battles, against Nate Davis, I give him a slight edge. And understand when I say mean a slight edge, just solely off of quickness. Not taking anything away from Nate Davis. Nate Davis is a heck of a guard, but going against Tevin, Tevin's Tevin. That's all I'm gonna say.
All right. I definitely give him what Nate Davis is best known for is his run blocking is elite. Run blocking is absolutely elite. He's better than average as a pass blocker. But I think Gervon overall in camp is probably a little bit too much for him when he's really pinning his ears back and that one gap penetrate. I think Nate Davis has got his damn hands full with dealing with that guy. On the other hand, over there between Tev and Braxton, that's when he's going to cut his teeth. That's when he's really got to take the elite next step that they're expecting him to. He's going to have to win some of those matchups, especially if he ends up one-on-one with Tevin. He's got to beat those. The team is expecting him to win those one-on-ones. When he draws one-on-one matchups, they're expecting him to win them. And so I don't care who it is along that offensive line, whether it's Tev, Nate Davis, they're expecting Gervon Dexter to win. I think eventually he even gets the better of Tevin Jenkins, even though I think Tevin Jenkins is a dog. I know he's a dog, as a matter of fact. I don't think anything. But I think in order for him to take the next step, he can't get stalled out on Tevin Jenkins and let Tevin Jenkins, kind of stand him up. He's got to win on those one-on-ones. So overall, I'm going to give Gervon Dexter the advantage there against those two guard tackle matchups. I do think he's going to take a step. I think he's going to take a pretty big one too. So what's going on the inside, man? Let's talk about Billings. Let's talk about Billings over top of Ryan Bates. Who do you see with the advantage there, kids?
What? I'm just gonna give it to Billings because I haven't seen. I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know anything about Bates on the field thus far, and I really like Andrew Billings. I really like him a lot. You know, we didn't see as much from him as I would have hoped last season, but I think we're going to this season. So I'm going Billings all day long. Sean, what do you think?
Billings.
Yeah. Okay.
Billings.
Okay. I give the advantage Billings, but I don't want people to sneeze at Ryan Bates. Ryan Bates is really good. I'm telling you guys. I watched several games, him as a starter, a couple of him as a center. He was solid, held up well against big guys. Even at guard over at right guard, I saw him and he was good there too. So I'm not sneezing at that guy, man. I think he's going to be a really good player for us. I'm not going to say he's going to get dominated, but if you had to give me a ratio of who wins more, that I'll give that Buffalo that over that over that Elk the advantage, man. It's just flat out physics, man. You know, that's all it is to it. I give the advantage to Billings. Now we're sliding on over to the other edge rusher. The other edge rusher, who is by all, it's DeMarcus Walker. Now DeMarcus Walker's got to deal with Braxton Jones. Knowing Braxton Jones's weaknesses, knowing what DeMarcus Walker does best, he's a power guy. Who do you see that has the advantage there in camp, kids?
Yeah, and I would give it to Walker for sure, right? Like if Braxton has not improved on his ability to manage the bull rush, and that's what we all expect. So let me rephrase. I hope Braxton Jones wins this battle hands down easily. That's actually what my hopes is. Do I think he's going to? Unfortunately, I don't. But I hope he does. John, what do you think?
Braxton. I think Braxton.
There you go.
I love his feet. All right. He's gotten stronger year one, year two. I presume he's going to get stronger again. Can't be able to handle the bull rush even better. But I think Braxton is a dancing bear, and I think that's Braxton Bishop.
I'm gonna go with BBL Braxy. I'm going with BBL Braxy.
That was real quick and easy, man. For real. I think of the matchup, and I look at it this way. DeMarcus Walker knows what Braxton Jones's weakness is, and his power, and he's gonna overwhelm Braxton at times flat out. That's just the way it's gonna be. But then he's got to give him work. What do I mean by giving him work? He's got to give him variation. So it's not just about trying to dominate your teammate in practice. It's about giving them looks and giving them work that's going to be beneficial to him, later on in the season as he sees these different skill sets come at him. I'm talking about Braxton Jones. So he's not going to just literally power rush this guy the whole time. He's going to do stuff to him, per the defensive coordinator, give him this look, give him the spin, hook, do something different. Don't just try to power rush him. He needs some reps doing some other things. So he's going to need to give him different types of work. That's just one part of it. When it comes to power, he's going to whoop Braxton Jones's ass. That's just all it is to it. But when he does some of those other things, that's when Braxton Jones he has the advantage when it comes to catching those spin moves. And when somebody's trying to hook, hump him and do things like that to him, the long stiff arm, he's pretty decent at that. And so for the most part, I'm going to say DeMarcus Walker gets the advantage in that. But there's times when they're going to kind of go back and forth with it. But let's now we're going to move out to the tight ends against the safeties. We got a serious situation going on there. I think Cole Kmet against any one of those two guys is a problem, except for Byard. I you know what? I'll just stop talking right now and just pass it to you guys. We got the tight ends versus the safeties. Go ahead, kids.
Man, those are interesting matchups. I don't know. I don't know that either one of the safeties could really handle these. Like, I gotta actually look at. I would have to look at measurables for Gerald Everett, but I think if I just lean on Cole Kmet, I think Cole Kmet potentially could be either one of those guys. He just has the size and the length to do it. That's where I am with it. I love Brisker. I think Brisker's a dangerous shark out there. Like he really is, just floating around. And I'll say similar things about Byard, or at least that's my expectation of Byard. But just physical measurables, I'm not so sure what you're going to do about either one of these tight ends. So I'm leaning towards the tight ends in a matchup case scenario versus the safety. Now, what do you think?
Tight ends. I'm leaning toward them. Tight ends as well. Yeah. And that's no disrespect to the safeties. I think the safeties are good, but I think our tight ends are really good too. That's a 50-50 right down the middle. Bishop?
I'm going 50-50 on both. And my main concern with Kmet that sometimes I want to see him stay on his feet more, not leave his feet so much when he catches the ball. You know,
True.
If he can stay on his feet more, you know, when he's catching the ball, then he's definitely he has an advantage, you know. But that can go either way, man, depending on the day. Because I think our two primary safeties are dogs, and it's going to be a battle.
So who you got the safeties or the tight end?
This pains me, man. I'm gonna go tight end.
Okay.
I'm gonna go tight end.
All right. Well, I'm about 50-50 with that, but if I were to give an advantage, I think just because we have Kevin Byard, and Kevin Byard is very, very good on tight ends up close in the box and in those slot matchups or inline tight ends, tight ends that flare out. Kevin Byard is very, very good. That's one of the hidden talents that Kevin Byard has, is the one-on-one matchups with tight ends. It's one of his strong suits. And
who the tight end is, though.
Yeah, well, not really, man, because he gave Travis Kelce work. Travis Kelce is the best in the league, and so
no, he did not.
Oh yeah, he did. They gave each other work, but they gave each other work
in the Super Bowl, bro.
They gave each other work. You talking about I'm talking about Titans, Kevin Byard. I'm talking about Titans, Kevin Byard.
Oh, so you're not talking about Philadelphia Eagles, Kevin Byard.
He was brand new to that defense, which he's brand new to this defense as well. But it's more like what Tennessee was doing than not. And so for that, I'm gonna give a slight 60-40 advantage to Kevin Byard and the DBs, just because you all went with the tight ends. I was just gonna be different. But let's go out to the Z position. Let's talk about Romo Dunze out there on the edge against Tyrique Stevenson, man. Who do you got? Go ahead, kids.
Okay. I hate to do this one to your own, but you know what I mean? Like I love the kid Stevenson, man. I think he's come a very long way. And all I hope is that it doesn't become too chippy, y'all. Like that's it. That's all I hope. I hope it doesn't get too personal and too chippy between those two guys, because I think Tyrique is on an upward swing. Not to say that Rome is not. I think Rome is just simply going to learn a lot, having to deal with somebody who can potentially deal with the number one wide receiver. I think there's a lot for him to learn in that capacity. And much like Sean has said in the past here, you know, if Rome potentially is going to be lined up against that CB3 and under normal pretenses, it's great for him to get looks against our CB2, who in my opinion is probably a CB1 in many other places. So I'm leaning towards Stevenson. What do you think, Sean?
I think initially Stevenson, but I don't even think by mid-season it would be Rome. But right now, Stevenson by the hair of his shitty chin. Bishop?
Yeah, man. That's gonna be one heck of a battle. But in the beginning of the training camp, man, I'm giving that all the way to Stevenson, man. I'm gonna get it to Stevenson. But contrary to you, kids, I want to see some chippiness between the two of them. I really do.
Yeah?
I want to see some chippy. Yeah. And the reason I say that is because that's just going to help bring about that competition, man. And I think that's going to it's going to benefit Stevenson, but I think it's going to also benefit Rome. So I want to see the chippiness, man. But right now, advantage Stevenson.
All right, we got to just slightly shorten the takes just a little bit. So Sean got to get ready to get out of here. So I'm going to tell you, I think, be honest with you, and I think the intangibles play in the favor of Rome. Be honest with you, I think Rome gets the better of that matchup. You guys can quote me. I think he'll get in Stevenson's ass. Be quite honest with you, man, because Stevenson has a tendency to gamble a lot, and I believe a lot in Tyrique Stevenson. But I think Rome is superior at his job, at his position, more superior than Stevenson is at his. And that's saying a lot because Stevenson's going into his second year. But I think the intangibles, the length, catch radius, and all that, all that factors into it. And I think it favors Rome Odunze. And I'm going to say Rome Odunze wins this matchup in camp. I think he's going to kick his butt, to be quite honest with you. But they'll go back and forth at times. But all right, let's go on over to the Z. Let's go to the Z. Now we got the matchup of matchups. Now you got DJ against Jaylon. Pretty much all camp long when he's lined up at X. So who you got winning that matchup, kids? You got DJ, or you got All-Pro Jaylon Johnson.
Oh, now we're getting to the nitty-gritty. I'm gonna have to go with DJ Moore here. With like a question mark and a caveat. And the question mark and caveat is clearly the quarterback and his ability to get the ball to him. That's really it. Placement, etc. I think those things are going to be, in the right range sooner or later. I think we'll be fine by way of Caleb Williams. Honestly, I don't. This is the tough. That's the toughest matchup in my mind here because I know Jaylon Johnson is still hungry. Like he got paid, but now it's about a new thing, and he came to the podium and talked about it there this past week. New thing for Jaylon Johnson is he wants to be the tippy top number one talked about corner in the league. So he's got a little bit of he's on a new level, and matching him up with DJ Moore, battling it out through training camp, I can see that helping him achieve that and getting there. So I don't even want to make a call on this. I'm calling DJ, but I don't really want to make a call because I want them both. I want them both to win on this situation. You know what I mean? I want them both to win.
Go ahead, Sean.
Sean.
DJ. Not JJ, DJ.
Go ahead, Keith. Let's be quick.
I'm going to be very honest, man. Y'all not going to like what I'm going to say. I'm going to give it a tie.
Right.
I think they're going to balance each other. I
could give it that too.
They're both going to win some battles. And at the end, it's going to be a tie.
All right. No, I don't think this is gonna be close. DJ gonna get in his ass. Period. He take the best receiver one-on-one, and the best DB one-on-one in the league. I don't give a damn who you think he is. The best corner, DJ will take his lunch, man. The advantage goes to DJ. He gonna get in his ass, man. Period.
Okay.
But
Mr. DB yourself.
That's right, man. Hey, man, that dude is tough, man. That dude is extra tough to be dealing with, man. So. I'm a DB guy, but I know greatness when I see it. DJ's got greatness, man. So
I'm not saying he don't.
That being said, man, we got one last position to talk about, Sean. We can get ready to get out of here. Now we got Keenan Allen in the slot over Kyler Gordon. The intangibles versus the intangibles. We got some good yin-yang going on right there. So I'll pass it on to kids before I go.
Yeah, I probably should have went with Jaylon Johnson on the last one just to level things out because I think Keenan wins this one. Just strictly off of how smooth a route runner he is and his experience. Same token, with iron sharpening iron, Kyler Gordon gonna be a monster this season if that's what he's matching up with. Like I'll just put that out there now. I kind of expected him to be anyways, but you're now being tested by one of the best wide receivers in the slot, period, every day in practice. Hello, Kyler Gordon. Spider-Man all season long. That's where I'm at. But I'm giving it to the guy Keenan Allen. Superback?
Keenan, he's a KG vet. And, Kyler Gordon might not be used to guarding 6'5" guys. That's
Doesn't
another
help, eh?
thing. You know, he might get your ass boxed out. He's only what 6'1" ish. So yeah, he just might box your little butt out and draw a PWI, a PI on you because you got to go through him. So Keenan with the savvy vet, Bishop.
Yeah, Keenan all day long in this, but again, this is another battle that I'm looking forward to seeing and hearing about in training camp, because this is that battle that's going to make Kyler Gordon that much better. So when we see opposing offenses, he's going to be that much better, man. But I mean, Keenan is just a heck of a route runner, man. He just knows how to get separation. He's a magician when in that slot, man. So advantage Keenan, but it definitely helps out Kyler.
Right
Nomad.
there. What happened to the man? Disappeared?
Looks like it.
My
Eating
bad.
some
My
wings.
bad. My bad. I
Eating
had
wings.
somebody was at my door. But this is an easy one, man. You gotta give the give the vet the leg up here, man. But let me give it a little bit of caveat so that you can see it in another way, because this is just me talking to Kyler if I was talking to him one-on-one and be like, how do I play this guy? First thing I would tell Kyler to do is sit down. Sit down and don't be so quick to respond to his first move. Give him a little bit of space, but be ready to close it. But sit down, and because he's got a nasty release. He's got a really nasty release off the line of scrimmage. Sit down and wait for a second move. That's what I would be coaching Kyler Gordon to do. Just don't be so abrupt. The first thing he does off the line of scrimmage, his release, don't be so abrupt to follow, because he's setting you up for something every single time. So that's if I was coaching Kyler, he can get that down, and he's got the quickness to give Keenan some problems, man. But I got a $10 super chat in here from Mike Davidson. Let me make sure it's right. I got a $10 super chat in here from Mike Davidson. Thank you so much, brother, for the awesome contribution. What? No Tory Taylors versus Valens, Pettis, and the other talk. JK, thank God it's Friday. Enjoy some tequilas and tacos today. We kind of flat ran out of time because Sean's got to get out of here, but that would have been an interesting subject to talk about, man, because that it's not going to be Valens back there on punt returns. I can tell you that for sure. But to Pettis and I think Rome, I heard. I don't know if you guys heard that, but Rome been grabbing punt returns. So
whoa. So why don't you think Valens is going to be on punts?
He's not going to be on punt return. He will not be on punt return.
No.
He will be on kickoff and not punt.
Kickoffs.
All right, fair enough. Okay.
Anybody want to speak to that? Go right ahead before we get ready to get out of here.
I do, and I'll get us out of the building real quick. I wanted to touch on Pettis, but we'll save that for Sunday. We'll save the conversation about those other wide receivers for Sunday. As far as Tory Taylor is concerned, apparently the man's got just some sort of ridiculous leg, and he's getting hang time, and the balls are being placed Kaufman's corner or within the 5 and or 10 on a regular basis. I generally don't care about punters, but this is all sounding really, really worth a 4th round pick to me. So we'll talk about him as much as we can talk about him. So far, so good. All the folks who actually pay a fair amount more attention to special teams than I do are impressed. Therefore, I'm going to take their word for it and be impressed too. I want to actually see it in the game, because there is precedent for this. If you're pinning these guys back, you can do some special things on defense, which may turn into more TDs for the defense. So fingers crossed. Let's hope this Tory Taylor thing is for real.
Well, let me hand it right back to you, kids, because we're going to do some pleasantries, some quick ones if we can, so Sean can get out of here, wrap this thing up, man. We're going to be back. But, yeah, go ahead and wrap it up with some pleasantries, kid.
All right. So it's a Friday. We already got our tequila money and taco money in the bank there. So thank you for all your support, Mike Davidson, King Booker World, who else? Jason. Thank you guys for your support here today. Give some quick shout outs to some of the folks that we didn't touch on earlier on. Dr. Earl's in the building. Hey, Dr. Earl, what's cracking? Saren Collins, right on time, Saren. Florida Bears fan. AC Adams back at it. Levante Rogers, the Scrolls jumped in. Hey, the Scrolls. Scottish Bear fan. We were kicking it a little bit last night. Me, Scottish Bear fan, and J2K. It was some good old fun. Who else we got out there? Derek Carter, Bear Truth 9, BT9. How you doing, brother? Hopefully all is well. I think that should kind of round it out. King Booker World, we gave you a little bit of love earlier on, but it's always good to give you love back because you're always rocking with us. So, hey, man, enjoy the weekend, folks. Be safe and, just take care of your loved ones. That being said, I'm going to throw it over to the Superback so we can get into this weekend for real. Sean?
Sports owners and the Maniacs Unite. Happy TGI Mickey Thicky Friday. Guys, great stuff. Love talking Bears with you. Have a great weekend, man. Make sure you tell your loved ones you love them. Follow Sports Zone Chicago on our YouTube channel. Download our mobile app. And make sure you download, if you have a Roku television, download our Roku channel. You can do that as well. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. Have a great weekend. If you're in the Chicagoland area, man, you got so many things. You got the Blues Fest this weekend. You got the Puerto Rican Fest this weekend. You got 80-degree weather all weekend. So get to the patios, rooftops, outdoor seating areas. It's going to be fun, man. A whole bunch of other festivals in and around Chicago and the burbs too. So it's next time have some salsa for me, bro. Right? We don't have to go that route. So you could have walked. You could send them to the store and get some salsa. But anyway, have a good one, man. Enjoy the weekend. It's going to be lovely. I just got my car washed, so I'm ready to roll. Yeah, guys. Scroll, stop it. You are a damn fool.
Anyway,
nice one, Scrolls. Nice one.
Let me compose myself just to say, hey, TGIF, everybody, thank you again for hanging out with us a little past an hour as you always do. We greatly appreciate it. It is Friday. Enjoy this weekend. Enjoy your loved ones. Get out, get you some sun, get you some tacos. Make sure you got some pico de gallo or some salsa.
Yes, you do.
More importantly, make sure whatever it is that whatever beverage of choice, enjoy it as well, but do it moderately. You know, if you're into your cigars, enjoy a good cigar this weekend as well, or 2 or 3.
Get some more.
But more importantly, you know what? Hey, I wish I was in Chicago this weekend. You know, missing some very special people, and wish I could be there to hang out. But my time is coming. I will be there soon. But either way, hey, y'all, enjoy yourself. Enjoy your weekend. Be safe out there, and look forward to seeing you guys next week. Nomad to you, my brother.
Again, thank you guys for being here, man. Everybody that came into the show, whether you were live in the chat or you listening to it on another platform, audio version, thank you. And if you have not, please go to the YouTube channel and subscribe to the Nomad Network if you can. Please go to Sports Zone Chicago and subscribe to Sean's channel if you can, if you're willing. It's free, doesn't cost you anything. We would definitely appreciate it. We're real close to 2,000 subs. We're less than 300 away, man. We'd love to get there before training camp starts. You guys can help us out with that. We would really love to get to 2,000 subs before that. But I just want to make sure I say a double special thank you to everybody that has contributed to this show and this network and this community. You guys are special to us, man, because I don't just say that because you're giving money. I think what we're building and how we show each other love and how we take care of each other, whether it's live in the chat, us amongst panelists, how we look after each other and do what needs to be done for each other in order for you to get more and better content. Everything that you guys give goes somewhere. And I'm going to be as transparent as possible with you guys and let you guys know how you're spending your money, because the merchandise is coming out soon. It's a website, and websites have snags before you get to open it up. And we're at the last phase of that. It's just bank account stuff. So when you spend your money on merchandise or when you contribute to the show directly with super chats, super stickers, we're going to always let you guys know how you're spending your money. And we're just trying to build this community, and you guys are doing a damn good job of helping us do that. So I just wanted to say thank you for that. And I know O'Brien would appreciate it too. He popped out because of his computer, of course, and he'll be back on the next show on Sunday. Real quickly, before we get out of here, let me give you a heads up, because on next Wednesday, we have Greg Gabriel confirmed to come on the show. So I think that's going to be a super good show. Greg's going to come on Wednesday, and barring any unforeseen circumstances, Greg Gabriel will be here on Thursday. I can't wait for that. I'll talk some football with him, man. And so look forward to that. We'll have a few more guests that I'm working on. I'll tell you about in a future show. But don't forget, we'll be on that Sunday as always on Nomad at night, 8 p.m. Central. We hope to catch all you guys there and even more people. We want to get some new people in the chat, some new subscribers. I would love to see new names in the chat. So with that being said, I just want to tell you guys thank you one more time. And before we get out of here, I got to always leave you with some famous words. If you can think it, you can see it, and you can manifest it if you choose. But thank you. We are out.